Your hot mic.
Okay. How's it sounding? Who's to say? Welcome to Boys Club Live.
Boys Club Live. It was a sprint to the finish here.
Here we are. We're in San Francisco.
It's so
actually, are we technically in San Francisco? Is this San Francisco?
I think this is Palo Alto.
Okay.
I think technically.
Menlo Park.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that is really hitting. We're in Menlo Park at the A16Z office here, which is so nice of them to let us just yap.
What's that? Oh,
Oh, no, behind you. There you go.
yeah. So huge shout out.
Yeah.
To the A16Z team,
So much love.
in particular, Sherry and Victoria and Angelica, who have been helping us
So
with their
kind.
content studio, letting us crash. They have so much incredible gear
And
here.
unbelievable.
So I hope we look and sound great.
Yeah. If not, hit the comments, I guess. Let us know.
But yeah,
what's up.
huge love to them for letting us crash.
Yeah, really fun to be here. Really fun to be in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
City is pumping. It's alive. There's a
It
lot
really
of
is.
energy.
It's really fun. We have an event tonight with Base and A16Z, so we're excited about that. And we have a really stacked show.
Big time
Stacked.
Lots of fun stuff.
So let me just do a quick agenda here. We have Gloria from Gloria's Shito, which we're excited to chat with her. We're gonna chat with a new friend from Poshmark, Addie.
Great.
Love that.
Great.
Claire Kart from Aztec is going to be joining us for a Yap sesh. Jill Gunter from Espresso, two just all-star ladies there. And then Zara Stone from the San Francisco Standard. We're going to end with a deep dive on the Peptides situation.
Great.
Which is really top of mind for both of us.
Incredibly top of mind. Couldn't be further.
So I cannot wait to chat with her. But before we get started, just a quick shout out to our friends from Polygon. They sponsor this stream. They sponsor this podcast. I guess it's not really a podcast anymore, but it's a stream now. And they're our partners.
Streamers.
And they're so lovely. And it's so kind of them to support us. And if you've touched crypto in any way, chances are you've already used Polygon. It's a chain quietly powering a bunch of the stuff that actually works, that people actually use, like Stripe's crypto payments, betting on Polymarket's prediction markets, and a bunch more. Shout out to Polygon. We love you guys.
We love Polygon. Also, shout out to Mackie in the comments. You look good and sound good on Twitter. Huge. Absolutely. Thank you.
Doesn't matter.
We love to hear that we sound okay.
Okay. So there's so much that I want to chat with you about. First of all, Bitcoin all-time high.
All-time high. Bitcoin all-time high.
And perhaps decoupling, which is for the Bitcoin maxis
Novice.
or holders, is a good sign.
Yeah. Can you explain what decoupling is?
Yeah, basically, historically, the price of Bitcoin has tracked very closely to the performance of the stock market and the economy overall.
Okay.
And so that's fine. It is what it is. But it when Bitcoin starts to do its own thing, then it becomes like basically can stand on its own feet. I'm not describing it very well, but basically
it detached from the stock market.
Yes.
Decoupling is the price of Bitcoin isn't commensurate.
Sure.
It's the wrong word,
Mhm.
but with what's happening in the stock market.
Yeah.
It has its own story.
Has its own
It's own
story.
journey.
And it then has a greater likelihood of becoming its own sort of reserve asset
Nice.
that people are investing in and holding. And
what we
so
wanna see.
for folks who hold Bitcoin, that's good news. A bunch of other stuff that I want to chat about, but maybe we should just get going with our guests and then we can.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay. Gloria, do you want to
Gloria, come on up.
This is your mic here. Hopefully it's going to be comfortable for you.
Okay, we're bringing up Gloria. Come on in.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to see you. This is cute.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for
I brought
coming.
you a gift.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
fun.
that's so kind.
Should we open it now?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, exciting.
So I brought Gloria's Shito.
Oh, it's Shito. That's how you pronounce it?
Yes,
Fun.
Okay, Shito. Oh, Shito. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Wow, cute.
So
Vegan.
Yes.
Okay,
Traditionally, it's not vegan.
can you pull the mic a little closer to you? There. Great.
Here, let's do this.
uh,
There we go.
Traditionally, in Ghana, it would not have. It wouldn't be vegan because it would have seafood.
Okay.
Okay.
And I had to veganize it based on like the customer base, the market.
Okay.
So yeah, but it's
Amazing.
Okay, so it's a Ghanaian vegan chili oil, spicy 3 peppers here.
And then you have 2 peppers. flavors. So there's 2 heat levels.
Okay.
Medium and spicy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And tell us your story. So how did you come to make this?
I was born in Ghana,
Mhm.
raised in the UK, moved to the United States, and having to move around, I found myself kind of like adapting into my new environment. So
Mhm.
language, food, culture, and slowly found that I was losing my own culture. And the only time I would have access to the taste of home was my mom's cooking.
Mhm.
So now as an adult, I can't always go to my mom's home to eat her food.
Mhm.
And around me in grocery stores and also restaurants, I couldn't access the taste of Ghana. And Shito is simply the ketchup or sriracha of Ghana.
Okay.
Okay.
Meaning everyone has it in their pantry, restaurants, street food. So I told myself if I can make it, then I can just put it on the food I'm already eating to
Yeah.
give me the taste of home.
Mhm.
And in Ghana, the people who would make Shito are like the respected, like women who are
Mhm.
like culinary experts. So,
Okay.
like,
Okay.
your grandma, your auntie.
The like matriarch of the family.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so when I made it, I was trying to mimic my mom's recipe
Mhm.
and it came out really delightful. And I was just proud. And that sense of pride led me to want to share it beyond like my own culture
Mhm.
and not seeing the cuisine of West Africa in grocery spaces, asking the question why. The answer became, well, someone has to put it out there. Someone has to share it. So then I became that someone. I come from a scientific background, previously developing skincare, fragrances, hair care products. So I took that transferable skill and went to commercialization with my mom's homemade
Wow.
sauce. And now my ambition is to just create a space for West African flavors because it's just missing in grocery spaces and like mainstream in the western part of the world I live in.
Yeah.
So that's part of my story
Wow, I
and
love it.
my why.
And works part of how we got connected to you is that Yana from Kiki, they've launched a new platform and you are doing a project on there. So do you want to talk a little bit about that platform, what you're up to, what that looks like?
Yeah. So Yana and I met organically. We met at a farm to table dinner in Topanga and sitting next to each other at the dinner table. She told me, oh, I don't like I brought my sauce to share at the dinner. And she's like, oh, I don't like hot sauces. They're just too hot. And I'm like, well, just give it a chance. Just try it. She
Mhm.
tried it and fell in love with it.
Mhm.
And she had been following my business or my brand for like the past 6 months and not seeing like how it will fit into like her world. So she launched Aura, which is a platform to raise capital for brands to succeed. And I think it just made sense because recently a coffee shop called Noun Coffee opened up in Marina Del Rey, Los Angeles. And they organically found my product and now have it as a staple on their menu. And so it just kind of became a no-brainer that this is a delicious sauce that people just love when they come to find it. And so she obviously wants to see me succeed and the opportunity to raise capital on Aura to continuously help my brand to bring more awareness and more recognition through like marketing. And so we launched the fundraising on Aura this week.
Cool.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And so Aura is like one part token launcher, right?
It looks to me like if a token launcher met a Kickstarter. Does that feel like a right way to
Yes.
describe it? Okay.
Yes. So how it works is a pre-sale where we will raise capital. So the target for this raise is 100,000.
Mhm.
And so when we reach the 100,000, now we're able to launch a token with
Okay.
Shito that is tradable on the base platform. And then I get 50% of that raise to support my brand. And then the contributors become owners of the token
Mhm.
and are able to promote it, trade it. So it's a win-win because the contributors also become ambassadors of the brand and are a community that wants to see me succeed. So talk about it, promote it.
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
Cool.
Spread the word.
Okay, cool. So does it become a token after it reaches the goal, or does it become a token before it reaches a smaller threshold?
After it reaches the goal.
Okay.
Yeah. So if we don't reach 100K,
Yeah.
then we don't.
It's
Okay.
it's the Kickstarter
Yeah.
model.
Mhm.
Like if you
Fully
don't-
funded or not at
fully
all?
funded or not. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That makes sense.
And the ticker is Shito.
Yes.
I'm saying it wrong.
You say that correct.
I'm saying it correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a pepper, right? Like
Yeah.
it's
So Shito just means hot sauce.
okay.
In Ghana.
Oh, it's not a kind of pepper.
No, it's not
Okay.
a kind of pepper. It just means hot sauce.
Okay.
Yeah. Hot sauce, pepper, spice, anything to translate.
Okay.
I need more sauce. I need more hot pepper. I need more
Okay.
spice. So it's interchangeable for those words.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have several products, right?
I do.
Okay.
So I have now, I originally had one product, which was my medium chili oil.
Mhm.
And for me, it wasn't to start a business, it was to share something.
Mhm.
And my brand got recognized by Emma Creed and Ashley Graham. I was
cool.
casted for a TV show called Side Hustlers, similar to Shark
Emma Creed
Tank.
is like the
Skims.
Founder for Skims, Good American.
Yeah, she's incredible.
Incredible woman, incredible entrepreneur, smart woman. So I was casted for this TV show. She became my mentor.
Okay.
And in terms of like taking my passion project and turning it into a business is to take shelf space. And so provide more variety for the customers to choose from.
Mhm.
So just having a spicy sauce, maybe a medium spice, so other customers can also tap into it. I've since developed a sweeter version, which is the chili honey. And this came about, it was more of like an innovative product where the customer was putting the chili oil on cheese and crackers and drizzling honey on top.
Mm.
And so I tried it and I thought it tasted delicious. So then I turned it into a product. So now I have the medium sauce, the spicy, and then the chili honey, which is sweet and spicy.
Nice.
And then I also have a shake and sprinkle, which is great for avocado toast or pizza. So it's a dry form of the chili oil.
And what's the hot sauce market like? Like, is it, I imagine, super competitive?
Very competitive. So many varieties. But the difference is that there isn't accessibility to the taste of West Africa.
Uh-huh.
So yes, there are so many Latin cuisine, so many Asian cuisine in terms of flavor profile, but the cuisine of Africa, the cuisine of West Africa is missing. So yes, it's saturated, but there is room for the continent of Africa to join in the, the
Market.
land market
Yeah,
of
totally.
flavors.
Yeah. I'm curious, you have this CPG brand, you're building a business, and then you're getting exposed to sort of like this, like launching a token, fundraising so publicly. Like that's a very specific type of work to do. And it's also like pretty deep in a tech stack that is maybe unfamiliar to like a CPG founder. I'm curious how that experience has been for you and like how you started to look at these tools and think about them.
Absolutely. I think for me, immediately it was go to where the customer is, because currently in how I started my business, I didn't have upfront capital to start. It was a passion project, my own self-funded. And I brought the brand to where I can on my own. I've gotten it into retails like Erewhon, and it's maintained top 10.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Since
Huge.
August. And I've done that by myself.
Yeah.
I have it on Amazon and we continuously sell out. I'm at a stage where I would love to scale and I would love to see the brand in more retail places, like Whole Foods. I would like to see it in Target and Costco, everywhere people shop. But that means I have to raise money.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult being a woman. Statistically, only 2% of funding goes towards women. And then you have to also bring it down to Black women. And it's a tough space to navigate for someone like me who does not understand that world. And so with Aura, the opportunity is to support me,
Yeah.
get back in from the community, and not only that, also have more eyeballs on my brand. So it's a win-win. So if it's the Turk world where people are open to supporting and helping my brand grow, then that's where I'm going.
Yeah. So let's say how does it work with like a Costco or a
Can we
Target
get
or like, what's
a
the,
zoom on this? Can
like,
I'm like, I
is the
think
need
you're
for
too far.
capital that you need to produce it and then you have to fulfill those orders? Like
Yes.
what's the,
So let's say if Target approves to carry my product on
Yeah.
the shelf, and it's a PO for 50,000 units, I will have to
produce all that?
produce that
Okay.
upfront. I would have to pay the manufacturer
Right.
upfront, and oftentimes it would be a net 60, net 90.
Okay. It's a cash flow
Right.
issue.
So if I don't have the cash flow to fulfill that PO, then I'm just sitting on a PO with
Yeah.
no cash flow to make that happen. So it's either I'm fundraising, taking out a loan, or I have that cash flow sitting in
I
my
see.
bank account.
Okay. So makes sense why the upfront capital is super important to be able to fulfill on these orders before.
Yep.
Okay. Well, so exciting. Where can people find your brand, your campaign?
So currently we are launched on Aura. We're on X. Also, I am available DTC on my own website, gloriasshito.com. Glorias, Glorias, Shito, gloriasshito.com. And then also available on Amazon. I ship nationwide, and Amazon Prime, 2-day shipping.
Great.
Amazing.
It's going out today.
Question: what's your favorite Ghanaian restaurant in LA, which is where I know you're based?
Yes. So I don't have so there isn't a favorite Ghanaian restaurant for me to like, because there aren't
Okay.
Ghanaian restaurants.
I see.
So the
Okay.
lack of accessibility was what led
Part
me
of
down
why we're here. Yeah.
this rabbit hole. But there is a West African restaurant. It is by a half Ghanaian and a half Senegalese, and it's called Two Homes, and they're in Inglewood, and they've gained so much popularity, and they've actually had my sauce on their menu from day one as their
Nice.
staple
Wow.
condiment.
Nice.
And yeah, and they've been doing amazing. They've been written about by LA Times. Either they've just been skyrocketing. Yeah.
Nice. Well, thank you so much I can't wait to try it.
Thank you for the
I'm
gifts.
So happy to check it out.
Yeah, folks should definitely, I dropped the link in the chat, but I'll drop it again for the Aura launch, and should get involved and support a wonderful founder like Gloria.
Gloria, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
Thank
for having
you.
So
me.
nice to meet you.
Absolutely. I'm excited to know what you think. And if the spicy is not your jam, I have a medium.
Okay. I love a spicy.
I can handle. I think I can handle it.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Can't wait to try it.
Me too. I'm so excited. I've been eating
You love a condiment.
I
Your
love
family
a condiment.
is a big condiment family.
Yeah.
Anytime there's dinner, there's 6 to 8 different condiments on
Yeah.
the table. Really, no matter what I've cooked.
So this is a delight. I'm really excited to try it. One of my favorite condiments is a lime pickle.
Oh, you introduced me to this. It's
And
delicious.
it's second to none in terms of just flavor, texture,
and versatile.
it's a spicy pickled lime.
It's great.
And
But this might beat it.
I know.
huh?
I'm really
This might
excited.
beat it
I'm
out.
really excited to try this. Okay. While we're in between guests here, just want to talk about a few things.
Few things to discuss.
First thing to discuss here. Kate sent me this link this morning. Oh. It seems like our audio is fine.
Great.
Judging by the-
I'm so happy to hear that.
Okay. Let's get this up on the. Thank
Bye.
you. Okay, this had me screaming. This is the pick in the listing versus what shows up on Google Maps. So it's
Yassified.
a yassified house listing.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Genuinely yassified.
And what's happening here is clearly that landlords or sellers are using AI to stage their properties
Okay,
for sale.
I see.
And
I see that.
I can see that. And but quite like aggressively, I'd say.
I would say that it's inappropriate.
It's inappropriate. Yeah.
The level of yeah, like I can't help but say like just airbrush. It's not even airbrush. It's a different property entirely.
It's a different reality
You know
entirely.
It's that it's showcasing something. It's
false advertising.
Okay, that's one way of saying it.
Uh-huh.
Vision. It's a vision casting. That's another way of saying it.
Oh, cool. This is what it could be.
This is what it could be.
Yeah.
This is not what it is.
Okay.
But maybe one day it will be.
Okay. Well, what I want to say about this is that, as you know, I've spent 20,000 hours on Facebook Marketplace in this past week alone. And Facebook Marketplace furniture listings have started to become AI
generated.
Floofed as well, because it's not like generate, because they'll have the photo, but it's like stage this in a nicer place. But then they'll, in doing that, like airbrush the leather so that it doesn't have like the AI is doing things to it, maybe unintentionally or maybe intentionally by the seller to make it look better in better condition.
Is it AI that's built into Facebook Marketplace?
I don't think so. I think they're rinsing it through. Anyway, super offensive. I hate it, and we need to stop doing that. It's catfishing in a peer-to-peer marketplace.
Yes, I also saw the other day that Catfish the show. 9 seasons.
No.
Just taken off the air. I was like, it was like Catfish breaking, Catfish canceled after 9 seasons. I was like, that show's still on.
It's crazy.
Lasted 9 seasons.
That's crazy. Also, at a certain point, the jig is up. Like 100%. We know that the catfishing exists. Like at the first season, you're like, oh wow,
whoa,
it's crazy.
Yeah, shock value.
Gone. Okay.
I do want to just say that the Facebook Marketplace yassification is a tidy introduction to our next here.
Nice segue.
Thank you.
Nice segue. Okay, Addie Thacker, come on up. Poshmark's VP of Ads and Partnership. Hi.
Hi
there. How are you?
So nice to meet you.
Sneak in here.
Come on down. This could be like maybe moved if it's uncomfortable for you, but or it's fine. Good. You're good. Okay.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thanks so much for coming to hang.
My pleasure. This looks like fun.
It is.
A lot of fun. We have a lot of fun. We actually have a rule at Boys Club, fun only. That's a core value.
Sounds good to me.
So Poshmark is close by, right?
Redwood City, so not too far away.
Okay, nice. Yeah. So I just want to start off by saying you're in a room full of all very warm room. We all love Poshmark. Yes, we all use it, and we're so excited to have you. Kate, in particular, you have like a power user with Kate. She's like
research right here.
Like crazy next level. So for those that aren't familiar, though, like just give us a brief rundown on what Poshmark is.
So Poshmark, speaking of marketplaces, Poshmark is a peer-to-peer fashion marketplace. So millions of people come together to buy, sell, and explore fashion. But yeah, it's really a network of community closets that have been brought together. It's kind of human assets, closets brought together by AI and ML. That's what we do.
Nice. And it's a big business. Like it's not like I'm always struck by it's a hugely successful business.
Yeah, I don't quote any numbers here, but I think it's massive. It's one of the probably the leading fashion marketplace in the United States.
Okay, and just to break it down for folks who may not be getting it, it's you have a shirt, you want to sell the shirt, you go on Poshmark, you list the shirt, and then someone in Boise can buy it. But it's really like that sure can happen on eBay and Facebook Marketplace and all these other places, but it's really like
maybe pull it up.
Yeah, it's really for fashion, and I think that's what makes it distinct to all of these other sort of seller reseller marketplaces. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, other stuff too. Yeah. So it's predominantly has been, and we'll talk about where it's going to go.
Okay, great.
Has been very sort of female centric fashion marketplace. Think dresses, bags, shoes, etc.
Yes.
So if you think about, Lululemon, Suzanne, Chanel bags, Gucci,
I saw some Ray-Bans on there recently.
Yeah, Ray-Bans. So then those move pretty fast.
Yeah.
But I think we're also venturing into some new exciting areas, which I'll talk about.
Cool.
But I think it's fair, right? I mean, you could be anywhere in the United States, list something. I think Poshmark's interesting because we aggregate so many inquisitive, inspired shoppers that come here just to buy stuff like clothes, right?
Yeah.
Versus eBay or some other platforms that have multi-categories. So I think they come in, they almost treasure hunt their way into
That's a
buying
great way
something
to
that they
say
really
it.
want. Yeah.
Okay, so give us a headline on what's next for
Right.
Poshmark.
So a lot of stuff happening. So I think we've always been a great destination to explore brands at good value. I think as we look forward, it's going to be more about discovery and inspiration. How can we use this massive catalog or inventory of listings that we have, but really show shoppers things that they've liked, but also introduce them to things that they did not know they liked, using different forms. I mean, we've been very, listing or item focused, but think about styles and aesthetics and style boards, right? So really helping you explore, and almost like stretching you to the edges of your taste using AI and ML. I think that's where we want to be with how we show up in our feed and how search works.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can I play out a scenario for you?
Let's do it.
Okay. So I'm on Poshmark. I'm there. I'm looking for a Baba sweater. I'm looking through the Baba sweaters. Are you guys then feeding me other resellers that have a similar aesthetic, or is it like retailers, like not other sellers? Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah, it could be both. I think we're going to start off with sellers, but the idea is, I think, what else might you like that is related to that sweater?
Okay.
What else might you buy in conjunction with that sweater?
Okay.
To kind of complete a look.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and then what else might you buy that might be maybe at the periphery of the style that you just mentioned?
I see.
So really kind of like expanding what you might consume, or maybe even get inspired by in terms of complementary items or even adjacent stuff.
Okay, cool. So you guys playing stylist. It's like, okay, this sweater
we
might
want to
look good
play
with these
stylist.
pants.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
cool.
Yeah,
That's great. That's exciting.
Okay, so search seems to be a big thing for you guys and where you're investing. What in the search world, what signals are you looking for to be able to show the right listing or a nudge listing to the right shopper? Like, what are the signals that matter?
Sure. Yeah. Look, I mean, search is all about context, right? I think, typically you type in a query and, you see search results, right? But we think about search a bit differently. I think for us, it's not about what you type, but also why you type that in. So like, think about something like, oversized blazer. That could be a trend, or it could be someone looking for still XL blazer, right?
Oh, yeah,
so really
confusing.
Understanding the context behind the words in the search query really matters. So understanding you, I think that's number one. So going beyond the literal, right? I think number two is personalization, right? I mean, when I shop Lululemon, it's usually pants and not shirts. They know that Adi and shoppers like Adi have mostly bought pants from this brand. They will personalize my searches, right?
Okay.
Two, and then I think three, I think for search, it's like having good quality listings. I think, better quality listings. You guys talked about images before I got on.
Yeah.
So images that are well priced at a market clearing price for that item really matter. I think four, just like, on Yelp or on dating sites, I think activity matters, right? Especially in peer-to-peer. You can match someone with a user to a business or a user to a person if the other end is not active in the app. It's just a bad experience for the shopper. So I think, it's a combination of all these things that really matter. It's a bit more nuanced based on what you're searching for and when. But yeah, I think those are probably the key categories.
We were just
Miranda, who's our third wheel here, she just this morning we were driving and she said, oh no, I got a sale and I didn't put my out of office,
out of
town note.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. She hadn't put that up, and so there was a pressure then to figure out.
She was like, I got to respond to this buyer. Tell them I'll be back in 2 days, and then I'll.
But that's what you're speaking to is making sure that people are online and able to ship and
exactly
right.
Well, I think it's even upper funnel than that. I think, a lot of our transactions happen via offers. So you making an offer for an item, or a seller making an offer to a buyer, and actually majority of those transactions are offer led or offer first. So if you're not really active and responding or offering, you're probably going to make a fraction of the sales that you might have otherwise. So activity is important, but to your point, even following through on what you've sold matters because we do track, time to ship and things like that.
I think one of your guys' best features is if somebody likes your image or your product, then you can send them a specific discount.
Yes.
I'm hitting that. I'm offering those discounts all the time because I'm like, okay, great. And then you see how much you're going to make and you're like, I'm either going to make this or make nothing. So I'm going to go for it. So you guys
it's very productive. Yeah.
Very productive.
What was the last thing you sold on Poshmark?
A pair of Ray-Ban sunglasses.
Okay.
Yeah.
They just didn't work for you?
They were not my style anymore.
Okay.
Found them
used. Fully used. You had
fully used.
Yeah. Nice.
And I sold that, and then I sold the Baba sweater, which I got a great return on.
Yeah.
And that was also something my sister had given me. I wore it a little bit, and then I was like, this is not really my style. Resold it. One thing that
Can I ask how much you got for that?
I got $175.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, really good. I mean, retail.
It was basically new. Yeah.
It's a good deal. Yeah.
Thank you.
They're a beautiful sweater.
Beautiful wool, and they only get better with time. So if I have more Baba sweaters, I'll be sure to share on the stream here. But wait, there was one other thing I was going to say. Oh, well, one thing that's been funny to me about my experience with Poshmark, and I'm not sure that I'm using it as you guys intend, but there's a group of girls that
just careful, terms and conditions violation could come to play here.
It's not under my name though, so we all collectively use one account, and we've seen that I
don't want to know.
Okay.
Yeah. I fear that will be bad for you.
Okay, we'll move on.
Okay, so curious, like any insight on any Gen Z insight on search in particular that you found in doing this work, like anything that makes Gen Z click through or not click through?
Yeah, I think Gen Z has been very interesting for us, right? Because I think they tend to shop more trends and vibes than brands. If you think about millennials, it's mostly brands, right?
Yeah.
So we see a lot of click through on vintage, preppy, things like that.
Right? They're searching by style.
Cottagecore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
I think it's just the appeal of brands and how brands are presented to Gen Z is definitely unique. I mean, we do see the typical brands like Lululemon and sort of Free People sort of have high sell-through with Gen Z, but I think it's a different way of not being brand first is what we're seeing.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
That's so interesting because for me, I'm like, I need to just get to the heart of the matter. The more specific I am with the search, but that's aging me clearly.
Yeah, that's a millennial move for sure. Okay. You guys have a strategic partnership with Facebook Marketplace.
Shout out.
Congratulations.
Ayo.
How does that work?
Yeah, so it's a win-win partnership. So the idea really is for Poshmark to cross-list Gen Z or young audience resonant items on Facebook, and Facebook gets this inventory and has it show up on their feed and search.
Okay.
And then we get, so if a Facebook user, there's tons of traffic there, so it's definitely more liquidity for all the listings from sellers on Poshmark. If they click on any Poshmark source listing, they get routed to a guest checkout on Poshmark.
Okay.
And we acquire the user, right? It's just going to win-win because Marketplace gets great Gen Z or young audience oriented content, which is listing inventory, and we get users from this high traffic surface, right? So that's how it came about. I think we're still testing and trying to make it work optimally.
Interesting.
Is it just fashion pieces or is it other products as well?
Predominantly fashion, but we're also testing out some adjacent categories.
Okay.
That's going to be resonating as well.
And at that point, are they in a Poshmark checkout flow?
Yes, they are. So they would discover the listing on Facebook's search or feed.
Okay.
But when they actually click through, they get directed off Facebook into a guest checkout flow on Poshmark.
Okay. And they're transacting with you?
Yeah, via the transaction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Facebook Marketplace, you can transact through
on some items, on their shipped items,
yeah.
Shipped items, right?
Yeah.
I think most of their items still are local classified.
Peer-to-peer.
Yeah. Peer-to-peer.
Yeah. That's so interesting. I am so curious. I would love to see if anyone's listening, the Marketplace traffic insights. Like I just am dying to know who else is hanging out there all day in addition to us.
I know. I mean, I have quite a few friends who have told me, I recently am taking a break from social media, but I've gotten addicted to Facebook Marketplace.
It's so addictive. It really is,
especially if you've got a project.
Yeah.
So what's the last thing you sold on Poshmark?
The last thing I sold on Poshmark was 2 weeks ago. I actually shipped. I sold.
He's a Lululemon pants guy.
Lululemon.
Yeah.
I've been buying most of those. Not just selling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So actually, it sold like a Lucky Brand.
Okay.
Pair of black jeans.
Nice.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a lot of at HQ? Are you guys like? I just imagine if you're working at a reseller, like there's the energy and like I could see people coming into the office being like, "Hey, these are some things that are on my account right now."
Yeah, I think we have a lot of people that maybe talk about the stuff that they've sold. We used to have like a live show going as well.
Fun!
At Poshmark.
That's really fun.
But yeah, I think a lot of our employees are
power users. Yeah.
Sellers.
I can see that.
So fun. So for anyone who's a seller, I know we have a lot of sellers who might be watching, who are in the room actually with us.
Right here.
What are some concrete things that they could do that you would suggest that they could do to rank higher or to have more success on the platform?
Yeah, I think it starts with just sort of the listing, right? So listing quality, right? So just make sure your listing is kind of comprehensive in terms of all the attributes. You have multiple images. The image quality is great. You price it right. I think price is really critical for you to get a sale. That's number one. I think 2 is just being attentive to offers, right? So responding to offers, making offers to people that have liked your items is critical. I think, as I mentioned, majority of our transactions are driven by offers versus direct purchases. It's peer-to-peer, right? So shoppers want to haggle, and they want the best deal on stuff they like, right? So that, and then I think third is just like credibility, which is if you're going on vacation, put your closet in vacation clothes. If you've got so if you sold something, you want to ship it on time, right? So I think it's pretty basic stuff. It's pretty fundamental, and we are actually introducing a lot of tools to support being better civilians as sellers to make these things maybe more automated, kind of nudge you into best practices. So I mean, that's going to a lot more to come on that front.
Great, because I've had 2 waits on items that I've ordered recently that I'm like, ladies, let's get to the post office.
Yes.
Let's box up those boots and ship them off. It's time. So I'm excited for this.
I have a question for you. Pictures. Do you find that pictures that are styled do better than, like, I'm always torn. Do I wear it and send? And
because I always get asked, can you show this on a body?
Kate says she always gets asked, can you show this on a body? What do you see in the data?
All right. So contentious, right?
Okay.
So we recently learned. So I think there's 2 aspects. Like, I mean, one is then you guys talked about touching up images, using AI.
Yeah.
And then styling, right?
Okay.
So in a peer-to-peer marketplace, I think people typically come here because of used and authentic sort of goods. So it's almost like UGC content on TikTok. Like if it's overproduced, maybe it won't really resonate, right? So the jury's still out, to be honest with you. I've seen some marketplaces talk about like, we don't want our images touched up.
Yeah.
And some say, well, we really want it touched up and, have it look like new. So I don't have a strong opinion yet on either. In terms of styling, I think styling typically works, but it can also introduce bad behavior. So men will click on listings that are styled on women for the wrong reasons, right? So, but I think, when targeted to the right audience, like women, it does work better because then they know what it looks like, right? Majority of our audience today is sort of women, so I think it does work.
I don't actually think I know a man who buys, like, it's very Poshmark feels very feminine to me, and a lot of the people I know who resell there are doing that. Well, this was so fun. Thank you so much for coming on. I can't wait to see what you guys are going to be shipping out. I can't wait. It's going to be fun to see.
Maybe I'll come back and tell you.
Yeah. Please do.
Talk about it, right?
Please do.
Maybe my whole style will change.
Hope it does. But you're great right now already. So.
All right. Thank you so much.
Right.
Take care.
Great. I mean, I have a few things I want to buy.
Okay.
And maybe
what's on the list?
Okay. I want to get some oversized. I feel like maybe I should pull them up for Kate. And she can find me dupe. I want to get some oversized aviators. These are really in right now. Oversized aviators, but they're not like aviators. They're like thick. You know what I'm talking about?
Kind of,
I sent you a video. I bought some from Massimo Daddy, and they weren't quite right because I want them more fashion. I want them either like clear blue or yellow or orange lens. And there's a Tom Ford pair that are so hot. And they're yellow and they're oversized. I'm going to pull up a picture. They're so great. They're like $600, $700 retail. I'm not going to spend that on a pair of sunglasses.
Yellow lens?
Yeah. But then I do fear, I guess we should have talked to him about this actually. I do fear buying a pair of sunglasses on a reseller. Is it a dupe?
Oh, interesting.
Authenticity.
Interesting.
Of a high-end product.
Right. I can see that.
Really good point on my end. Thanks, guys. Okay. How are we doing here on time?
We're doing great. So I just am going to pull up. Wanted to start.
I'm getting a note from Miranda. Your mic, you might want to move it a little bit away from your face. It's reading a little loud.
Too much enthusiasm. Okay.
Should I put my sunglasses?
Yes, I do want to talk through Halloween costumes, some data on Halloween 2025. So we are in the planning stages for Halloween.
Yes.
It's on a Friday night this year.
I know. You don't think I know that?
So it's coming up. And
okay, Kate, I'm sending you a picture. Maybe you can pull these up.
Google has something that basically they like repackage their search insights for specifically like around Halloween, so people can like, and it's like a spooky page. I'll pull it up in a second, but basically to be showing what people are searching for with regards to Halloween costumes.
Okay.
And hold on, let me just pull this up. Number 2, ray gun. Oh no, sound's coming through on the
We're good. Actually really fun. It was like
Spooky season. Do you know what I feel is adjacent to a Disney adult?
What?
An adult who's too into spooky season.
Yes. Yeah.
It's too much. It's hobby time. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah. I live in a neighborhood that's like gets really into Halloween, and I think it's kind of nice.
Yeah, but you're not like a spooky season person. You're not like.
I'm not dressing up personally. Right. Anyway,
okay,
no worries. Okay, so it looks as though ray gun costume is coming in at number 2, which honestly is a pretty easy costume to pull off.
Wait, what's ray gun?
The breakdancer.
Oh, okay. That was this year. I thought that was last year.
That was last year. Because I talked about it when I was in Japan last year.
Okay, yeah.
People
are rolling it back.
Let's rewind the tapes. Hit ray gun for a second time in a year. I don't know what shrunken head Bob is. Beetlejuice shrunken head is the top searched shrunken head. I don't know what that.
But a lot of Beetlejuice stuff. A lot of Beetlejuice. Okay.
Oh, Inside Out themed costumes.
Okay.
These are the top searches. Oh, I see the ranking.
Duo costumes, Wolverine and Deadpool.
Okay, can you go to
party themes? Beetlejuice. What's going on with Beetlejuice? I mean, I feel like maybe there's some cultural thing that we missed.
Yeah, maybe the Wednesday thing.
Oh,
the show Wednesday.
Okay.
Potentially.
I think they also came out with the movie like within the last.
New Beetlejuice movie breaking.
Can anyone let us know if there's a new Beetlejuice movie?
I think so, right?
Okay, well that would
explain some of this.
That would explain some of this trends we're seeing. Murder mystery party, skeleton masquerade, Hello Kitty party, Bluey party.
This year?
Obviously ray gun.
I don't know.
Interesting. Sabrina Carpenter heart corset.
Oh, that's kind of fun. Sabrina Carpenter's fun. Okay. Okay, Kate says, "Oh my gosh, we should make a Polymarket."
Oh, nice. How would you, as determined from search insights, Google search?
I guess it would have to be Google.
We need a
yeah.
Okay. Well, the other thing that I had a link here, but it doesn't seem to be pulling up the right stuff, is Pinterest every year releases a trend report. Yeah. So I'm trying to pull this up, but basically just one little data fact for us here to ground everyone in how much money there is in Halloween costumes.
Oh,
it's
tell me.
Spending will hit a record. The National Retail Foundation says spending will hit a record $13 billion with $4 billion on costumes. Yeah. A lot of money in costumes.
Oh
so I just think that that's fascinating. Searches for uncommon Halloween costumes are up 171%. So on Pinterest, people are like, how do I
should
be
I ask
unique?
ChatGPT what, based on my search history, what they think I should be for?
Yes, let's do it. Okay, 2025 Halloween costumes on Pinterest. Let's see what they're saying. This is a risky scroll, I have to say.
This is a risky scroll. It might not be safe for work scroll.
Oh, Paddington Bear. That's
Paddington
cute.
Bear's cute. That's cute.
Okay. Oh, here's another Inside Out thing. That's kind of an innovative mermaid. It's a kid's movie. It's a great film actually. Okay, interesting. Magic
the yellow
Mike.
tops. The girls with the yellow tops.
Oh, Minions.
Oh, that's
Sexy Minions.
Sexy Minions. That's actually
funny. That's funny.
Okay, should we pull up my sunglasses quickly?
Yes.
Okay, Kate, there's another. So this is one option.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's another image as well.
Oh, I don't have it.
Oh, Sherry needs to be let in.
I'll get it.
Anyway, I feel pretty strongly I'm going to get them, but I think I need to get them secondhand.
I think so too.
And I think I could just get a dupe, like a really good dupe.
Yeah.
But they're cool.
They're very cool. Hi. Just give us a few minutes. We're just wrapping up some important business here, Claire. So that if you have any ideas for what Natasha should be for Halloween or where she could buy her sunglasses secondhand.
I actually do have a friend who has a contact that has like incredible sunglasses dupes. I actually should text her and be like, what's up with the sunglasses?
Let's just call her now. Let's see if she has.
Okay. Like,
no, don't.
Actually, I'm going to see her tonight. Anyway, at our dinner. Okay. Should we bring over our next guest?
Let's bring over our next guest. Claire,
come on down. How's it going?
It's so good.
Great to see you.
Claire
You
Kart.
look so great.
Nice to see you. Yeah.
welcome.
Do I just pop him right
You
here?
pop in
in.
right there. We
Okay.
might need to adjust your mic. Kate will tell us.
You look great.
She told me. Thank you so much. How
Are you?
both?
I mean, not to talk. You're based in
Don't
Bay
talk.
Area, yeah.
Bay Area. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
okay.
based in
Nice.
This
Bay
region.
Area,
This region.
like a decade plus now, which is kind of crazy to
Wow.
think about.
Where were you before? Not to also dox, like I guess your
it's okay.
location
I think I live
history.
my life online.
Yeah. As
Yeah.
we, as all
Also,
of us
like
in this room do.
I'm old, so I feel like the idea of like remaining completely anonymous, like that's
Tough, hard to yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too many tag photos on Facebook.
Right,
yeah.
exactly. Like, yeah, my early 20s.
Yeah, exactly.
Dox the hell
Yeah.
out of me.
Facebook albums where it's like the whole
Yeah, it's like, no, we got you.
Yeah.
We're not even interested anymore. I was in Texas. I was in Austin getting
Oh,
my master's degree. Yeah.
did you like Austin?
I loved it. I think from what I understand, I still go back there, but now
Okay.
I'm doing more, like parent stuff. Like I'm not
Okay.
in with the cool scene.
Okay.
From what I
Okay.
understand has changed a lot.
What did you do your master's in?
I got my MBA.
Okay.
I have to admit that and still work in crypto.
100%. I
Okay.
respect it a
Just
lot.
make sure I don't.
Do we need help with the mic because we can adjust it? Is
You
it
know what?
how
I
does
was
it
told,
sound?
Like keep it close. This is good. Yeah.
Oh, mine was too
Okay.
close. Okay, so CMO Aztec Network, Claire
Yes.
Kart,
Hi.
just infamous at
Here
this
in the
point.
studio with us.
God, sorry.
No, it's great. It's great.
Wonderful.
Here's what I like about you. Not afraid to stir it up.
Wow.
Not afraid to
No.
stir it up. And not
Why
afraid
not?
and seemingly you have a really thick skin, which I really respect about you.
Thank you so much.
Like,
I do
genuinely.
have thick
Impressive.
skin. Thank you.
It's like yeah, it's impressive.
It's couldn't be either of us.
I think I'm getting a little bit better, but
Getting better.
I do like you just like say it. You're like, this is what I think.
You'll
I don't
shots
care.
fired, and I love that.
Yeah, I have ideas.
You have ideas.
Yeah.
I respect
Other
that a lot.
people might disagree with them.
Yeah,
And that's okay.
That seems fine.
totally.
You know?
It's totally.
But
fine.
we're also like there's just so much sensitivity and you don't seem to pander to that, and that's cool.
Yeah. Well, thanks. I mean, look, I think I certainly have professional and personal boundaries around like what I feel is it
Yeah.
okay to say and not say,
Mhm.
Yeah.
right? But then like if it's something that I think and I say it in a way that I feel is like true to myself and respectful,
Why not?
yeah, why
Yeah.
not say it?
I really
Lesson
respect
for
that.
all of us.
Totally. Okay. Aztec Network.
Yeah.
Can I tell you what I know of it, and you
Oh.
tell me what's incorrect?
Sure. Let's do it.
Okay. Layer 2 focused on privacy.
you're 100% so far.
Oh
You're
my gosh.
so far you're one of one.
Great.
Yeah.
That's what I know.
That's all there is. No, you did great. You did
So I'd love to learn more. I'd love to talk about it.
Aztec is fascinating. So anyone who knows a bit of the story, like the founders have been building this now for 8 years. And about a year and a half ago, they invited me to come on board to lead their go-to-market and commercial strategy. So, you don't find a lot of teams that are like, we're in this for the long term and we're going to kind of keep peeling back the onion and like doing the hard thing. That's why I decided to join that and like a whole other rabbit hole around being frustrated with crypto, wanting to devote the next decade of my career to privacy, all of those things. But yeah, they started building a product 8 years ago on Ethereum. They wanted to build like a debt product. And all these organizations were like, oh, okay, that sounds really cool. Oh, wait a second. Everyone's going to see what we do. And like, literally it was like, you need to leave right now. Like, get out of our boardroom, So they were like, okay, right. So we have to build privacy, but crypto is like anti-privacy. It's like a surveillance tool. Yeah. Essentially, like we built the world's most perfect surveillance tool. And so then it's like, well, how do you keep like the public state, but also have private state? And that's been the really, really hard problem. Okay. They shipped a product in DeFi summer that was like one of the most viral, it's like back then it had, I think like 250,000, 500,000 wallets, unique wallets. And then they were like, wow, there's real PMF for privacy, and decided instead of being a product company that they would shut that down and build the developer tooling so that other devs could build privacy products. Nice. So,
and so road. For a dev, you're integrating this into your stack. It's like deep in the stack. Is that a good way to think about it?
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it. So it's like, it's all these tools. It's everything from a programming language to obviously like the network. So you can build things with programming that is completely what we call backend agnostic, which means you could build something with Noir and deploy it anywhere, but you really get like the full benefit when you deploy it on Aztec network because it's privacy native. Yeah.
And why is privacy important to you?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I got into crypto
You're like all the Facebook album.
Oh, can someone erase my 20s? No, I got into crypto because this idea of kind of like self-sovereignty, and I think like that thread runs really deep for me through a lot of things in my life. But I think as I spent more and more time in tech, in Silicon Valley, online, and just realized like how much our self-sovereignty is sort of like corrupted by the fact that everything is observable, I was just like, privacy is like the number one digital human right. There's no definition of digital human rights right now. I think there will be in the next like 5 to 10 years. I think there should be and needs to be. And there's other ones that I hope are up there, but privacy absolutely has to be number one. So yeah, I think like modernity has kind of made it really hard to understand privacy, right? Like think about 100 years ago, like what would be a violation of your privacy?
100 years ago?
I don't know, 50 years ago, right? Okay, someone's looking in your window.
Yeah.
That's a violation of your privacy.
Yeah.
That's so easy to conceptualize, right? Yeah. But right now you're like, oh, everything you do on your phone is being, abstracted away, sucked onto some algorithm, and then they retarget ads at you. You're like, wait, what? What happened? It's not someone's creeping in my window.
Right.
So I feel like, technology has been like this crazy runaway train, a lot of really good things, but because it's so abstracted away, like our lack of privacy, it just feels very urgent to like create a tool set that developers can actually use to start injecting privacy into things where consumers feel it matters.
Are you a Succession watcher?
Yes, I did watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
There's a scene we love so much.
Okay.
And it's basically they're working on a campaign, and the campaign was "We Here for You."
Okay.
And basically they can't put the campaign out because it comes through the grapevine, like through like basically more lower level employees that then legal tells them we actually are listening through the boxes.
Yeah.
So we can't have the campaign "We Here for You." Yeah. And it always when the privacy conversation comes up, that always comes up for me. And then also last week we had on Avi from the Pendant, Friend Pendant. And
what are your thoughts on that?
So I just did maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong, the Taya.
Okay.
Yeah. How is it?
The jewelry.
Yeah, I just did the like pre-sale.
Oh,
it.
cool.
I just ordered one. I'm like wondering when it's going to ship. I'm excited.
Exciting.
But I'm like, well, what are my thoughts on it? It's confusing, right? And I think it goes back to this idea that like modernity and privacy are like really, it's confusing. Like we haven't really defined like what the norms are around it. The Taya thing, I actually think is, no offense to the Thai people, like almost a little creepier because it's more understated.
Yes.
Like I wear a lot of jewelry, right?
Yes.
And so you might just be like, oh, okay, she's wearing another necklace.
Yeah.
The friend thing to me is really obvious. I think some people sort of don't like it for that reason. I actually feel like you're sort of coming in with a statement of, hey, I am wearing
I'm watching you.
whatever you want to call this, surveillance tech or, you know, a personal AI note taker. So yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot because I'm like the really demure ones that I think are cute. I actually think like have more serious implications regarding the consent of others around you. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's really ill-defined and it's hard to understand.
You said human digital rights. Is that the line you used?
Digital human rights.
Digital human rights.
Yeah.
Digital human rights.
Do you have other privacy makes a ton of sense as the primary one. Are there other things that you're thinking about in terms of those rights?
I mean, I think a lot of them will like map to other human rights, you know, like I think like certain rights to like online safety will be better defined for like the digital era. I think our laws are very behind regarding what constitutes like a lack of safety or like threats online. So I think a lot of the existing rights will be kind of retranscribed, but in like a digitally native way, right?
Yeah.
Like laws right now for online stalking are like, they're so
dated.
So dated. They, you know, because again, we were trying to fit like a digital framework on like the physical world. So yeah.
Do you think that like it's going to be too hard to turn the ship now around privacy? Like that we've gone so far down a direction, and like even in the UK in the past couple of weeks, there's been like even increasing like some would say infringes on people's personal privacy online and digital spaces, and it's usually like justified through things that I think people think is important, like for safety of children and that's like how I've seen a lot of those what people might call privacy infringements being justified. And I just like, I don't know, when you start to nest those two things together, I don't know, it's hard to change minds around it. And I'm just like wondering if you, and also like, I mean, we're in Silicon Valley, like it's all happening here. And like, there's a lot of money being spent on surveillance technology. And I just like wonder.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much money being spent. Like some of it you might argue is somewhat benign, right? Like, you know, ad trackers.
Totally.
Yeah.
You know, things where you're like, oh, okay. That's maybe like the cost of using this infrastructure.
Yeah.
But then there's other, I think like more, you know, government adjacent, like mass surveillance technology being developed. I don't know what the answer is, right? I think like the sort of the way I see different technology waves is like these new technologies come about that coalesce like communities around them, and there's like new paradigms, and I think those are opportunities to maybe like reassert these things that I feel are important. So for me, crypto is that.
Yeah.
So it's like, because things are still being figured out, because there's kind of like this new stack, do we get a chance to do it again? And maybe we'll fail, you know.
I like that.
I don't know what the answer is, but it does feel like because there is a new technological paradigm that's gaining traction. Yeah. Maybe,
an opportunity.
Yeah, it's an opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that is what we make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why, again, I feel like, I don't know, I don't often like feel like, oh, I'm going to devote a certain period of my life to something, but I felt that way a year and a half ago, and that's why I'm here.
Yeah. I love that. That's really, I love it's similar to what could go right. Like, what can we do here that's going to guide the ship in a direction we all want to be in?
Yeah. And I mean, like, you know, I get up and go to work every day, so I might as well go work on something that I feel like has a shot at doing something right versus something wrong, or at least like against my moral values. And I mean, privacy is also having a moment, you know. I was talking to someone, I was in Singapore for Token 2040.
How was it?
It was actually, I had so much fun. I have avoided that conference.
Okay.
I've been in crypto now for like 8 years.
Wow.
I don't know how long Token's been around, but
You've avoided it for a
I've
while.
avoided it. I've avoided it. Yeah, I always had good reasons, but then I was also like, if I don't have a good reason, I'm going to make up a reason. I don't want to go. I really like Singapore, and it was such a pulse on the market.
Yeah.
Someone there told me, well, the best marketing tool for any project is the token. And I was sort of like, okay, I'm not going to debate you whether I agree with that or disagree with that. But during token, the conference, Zcash started pumping, right? Now everyone's talking about it and everyone's interested in like their product, and which I think is great. And so it does feel like privacy is having a moment. And you know, it was market driven. I think that's the way it looks. I think from my point of view, it was product driven because they launched like a really great product. I think people started using it, and then it all sort of came from there. We can debate like why it happened, but privacy is having a moment is the point.
Cool. I went to Token last year, and I described it as a fever dream. I was like, what is going on? It was crazy, but I love Singapore too. But it's interesting. I mean, we go to so many conferences, so many Ethereum conferences primarily, or builder centric conferences. And it was one of the only conferences I've been to that it's just so, really gives you a sense of the market and a pulse on what tokens people are buying. Like that was, and of course that's what it's for, but it was just so culturally different than I think a lot of the other conferences we spend a lot of time at. Okay, I have a question for you. Best and worst crypto marketing campaign.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I think I have to name names if you're going to ask me worst.
Oh God. Okay.
Okay.
I'm scared too.
I'm scared. Okay, go ahead.
No, don't be scared. Don't
Okay.
be scared. Okay, I always think back to the Super Bowl of 2022.
Yes.
When there were so many commercials, right?
Oh,
It was
yes,
kinda like
yes,
Fortune
yes, yes.
favors the
Crypto bowl or
Yeah.
whatever. There were just so much ad space being dominated by exchanges primarily. I loved the Coinbase
Incredible.
ad, and
Yeah.
like the CMO at the time, Kate Roush. I don't know her. Kate, if you're listening,
We
your
love you.
DMs.
Yeah, I'm in your DMs too.
Respond, you know?
So, hey, we're here.
Hey,
Now she's the CMO at
Yes,
OpenAI.
OpenAI.
Yeah.
So
Good
her
for her.
her
Very
DMs are
They're full.
we're
I
probably
miss
not
my
gonna
window.
get a response.
No, but I mean, just the QR code bouncing around. So in a prior life, I worked at a startup that ran Super Bowl ads, and
Okay.
so was working on the creative for those and the strategy behind them. And so I've thought a lot about Super Bowl ads and having something that's so like against the grain, right? Because it's normally like puppies and ponies and rainbows and models and it's that thing, right? Like to
it's
have
Alex
something
Earl eating a burger on a car.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like hot chicks and cute puppies. So to have something like so stripped down and just so against the grain, and then also to have something where people would like actually interact with it, it's fascinating because the commercials are like at the bathroom break, right? Or like if you sort of like maybe you're like skipping ahead.
And for those who aren't familiar, it was just a white background and a QR code that was bouncing around, and that was it. And then it was like, I think after it maybe it was like Coinbase or something. But
I don't even remember. But if you scanned the QR code, you went to their site, and then you had to offer for $15 of free Bitcoin if you like created an account that day or something like that.
I remember
an
that.
account. I don't know
wonder
exactly
what the price of Bitcoin was too.
Right?
You claimed it.
I don't remember what the exact CTA was, but I think they had like the second. They went up to number 2 in the App Store that day. They crashed their site. So obviously, like from a marketing perspective, not just good creative, but also like
performant.
Really good, very performant marketing. But then the same year, it was like all the Giselle Bundchen stuff with FTX, where like she became their head of sustainability for or whatever. And I'm like, the only thing that's saving this is you're gorgeous. But other than that, like you're not forgiven.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe spicier. That there was that little. I'm gonna sound so old. There was a little like penguin going around that was like the abstract NFT, and his shadow was like the. Can I say penis on here?
Go off, babe.
Whatever you want.
Okay, it was penis.
Okay.
It was like the shadow was like the penis.
Yeah.
I was like, are we doing like?
Yeah, I don't love that.
dick jokes. Like,
I haven't seen that, but I do not.
Like
I don't want that.
Dick pics. Like, I don't want that. Like, I was just like, please get off my timeline
Unsubscribe.
immediately.
Yeah.
Okay, wow, those are good. Those are good ones.
Yeah.
That Coinbase ad. I remember I was at a friend's house and everybody was sort of talking and whatever, and it was the ad. So like some people are marketers are tuning in.
Yeah.
And also everybody else doesn't really care unless it's a celebrity they love or something.
Yeah.
And that ad came on and everybody was like eyes on the screen, pulling out the fronts, everybody in the room.
Yeah.
And I had just started working crypto, and then it was like a
Oh.
Coinbase ad, and everybody was like, Natasha, like, as if I had something to do with it. And I was like, thank you. But yeah, great ad. That's a good one.
I love that one.
Yeah.
Okay, one more that I really didn't like, and I really love Salon's marketing, but I don't know if you remember a couple months ago, they had an ad that was like kind of trying to get into that like anti-woke trend.
Oh yes, for the Accelerate conference.
But it very much was like, I think like
bad.
Kind of it was bad, and it was just, you know, attacking people. And then I'm like, you're attacking trans people. We work in crypto. Like, have you ever met a Rust developer? Have you ever met any of the cryptography? You know, there's such an amazing like trans community in crypto, who are like a very strong community, right? And so I'm just like, what are you doing? This is not the way. So I feel like they try to be spicy. I love their spicy takes, but I feel like whoever had that in their hands, it went way too far. And again, like you guys said at the beginning, like I'll go off or whatever, I will. But I think those lines around like being respectful, having a moral compass is still really important. So I admire bold marketing, but that I felt really crossed the line.
That was tasteless. Yeah.
Totally. Okay, I have here in my notes when we were talking about what we're going to chat about today, anti-gatekeeping. Can you say some more about that?
Oh yeah. I mean, okay. Okay, I'll say this. So I'm 42, right? And I mean, I think when I came up in tech, there was a huge gatekeeping culture. Like I still remember at a point in my career, I met Sheryl Sandberg like at the Facebook offices. And I mean, it's not like we had a ton of time to talk, or it was like a one-on-one meeting or something. But I remember like I was just not asking her for advice, but I was like trying to ask her something. And she was so like easy breezy about like, oh, like, you know, like it's all so easy. And I'm just like, what?
Oh,
it can't possibly be easy, you know? And I was
lean in.
Lean in. And I'm like, you make me want to lean out. Like this is not. So I don't know. I feel like the vibe in tech, especially amongst women, has been very like gatekeepy of like, maybe you have a lot of help at home and you don't share that. Or maybe you know something or have intros. And it's like, you have to give them judiciously, right? But I just feel like for anybody who's been in this industry for any amount of time or has any type of like experience under their belt, we have to welcome other people in. And I feel strongly about it in crypto because it's such an emergent industry. We really need to all be sharp, and there aren't that many of us. So if we're not like helping each other, like we're actively harming the industry, and I'm very against that.
Yeah, I hear that. One thing that comes to mind is, which we've talked about before on this podcast, but the most just thinking of careers and how we can be generous towards one another, one of the most generous acts that you can do, and I try to do as much as I can, is speak people's names when they aren't in the room, and to speak like powerfully and positively about people when they aren't there. And I will say one person who has always done that for us is Sherry from A16Z. She's always like advocated for us when we're not there. So, and I guess like what that brings up is like, there's no benefit for her to do that because we're not there witnessing it. And like, but it's still such a generous and like selfless thing to do. And I think like, I've heard from other people when she has done that for us in the past, and it's meant so much to me that I'm like, that's something that I want to bring through as much as I can for other people, and with no hope of like any acknowledgement or benefiting me in any way. It's just like a totally selfless act, and it's really cool.
Is there anything that you think people should gatekeep? Because Kate this morning was like, bring back gatekeeping around a very specific thing.
Oh, that's interesting. I guess I haven't thought about specific things, but I will say you have to use it judiciously, right? Like if someone comes to me and they're like, hey, intro me to this person.
Totally.
I'm like, well, first of all, if the intro doesn't make sense, no, that's not respectful of the other person's time. And then I'm going to do like a double opt-in, right? Or you open to this intro. So I mean, it's not a free for all, like, and you have to show up every day and be respectful and earn respect to get the anti-gatekeeping vibe. Like, you know? So yeah, it's not a free for all, but I think like we should all try to do more of it. I was at the Shito conference in Singapore, and they actually had a hat, anti-gatekeeping club. Yeah, it was so good. I have it now, and I'm like, I wanted to wear it today, but I was like, am I going to wear a hat? I was like, I dress up once a month and leave the house without my toddler.
Your hair looks incredible. Yeah, I'm glad like, the hat looks great, but your hair looks great.
This hair deserves, I'm not it's a really cute hat. It's a really cute hat.
Did you see the Anthropic stuff on the timeline? The Anthropic hat?
Yeah.
Okay, thoughts.
That was actually, I love how you guys do the in drafts.
Yeah.
Like one of my drafts was about that hat.
Okay. Can we hear it?
Can we hear it?
I mean, yeah. Okay. No, I was like, okay, hang on. What did I say?
Okay, so for folks who don't know, I don't know how you could have missed it. There was a big pop-up this weekend in New York City. Anthropic partnered with Airmail, which is a publisher, and they gave out hats and had a sort of immersive experience around Claude.
Yeah.
And
it went off.
And there was lines around the block.
Yeah.
And lines around the block, and also just timeline takeover.
Praise.
Yeah. Praise.
Like, yeah, pretty like effusive praise on the timeline around it is what I saw. But let's hear the draft.
I love the positioning, by the way, like the anti-slop, like
Mhm.
thinking thing. So I thought it was great.
Yeah.
But just like seeing people line up for text swag. So
Yes.
I think I said, hang on. I have to, okay. Sitting in SF watching New Yorkers queue up for text swag is sending me today. Okay, it's not the best tweet, but
no, I think you could have it and it would have gotten a lot of love.
I think so too.
I was just like, if you walk around SF, like you have to like actively avoid people trying to give you their text swag.
Yeah.
Or, like, like you'll be at an event and you're like, please, no more text swag.
Totally.
Give me, I refuse. I have boundaries.
Yeah.
And I was like, you guys are queuing up for this? Like, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have a lot of text swag there in New York.
I think one of the takes that I saw, which was interesting, and I think speaks to some white space for tech, that if you want support on this, partnerships at boysclub.vip. But I think that the tweet, I wish I'd saved it, but the tweet sentiment was essentially like, oh, it's so clear that people who work in tech or people who are excited about tech or optimistic about it have not had like in really high caliber marketing, lifestyle marketing directed at them. And there's something about like being seen, something that felt tasteful and felt elevated around tech that was made a certain type of person who works in tech feel really seen.
Yeah.
And
I like that take.
And it was like, there's room for this. There's more room for this. And like having an elevated sort of approach to it. And I think that's cool. I think it speaks to that there's not a lot of that. And I also think that it's like some of the responses were like, yeah, tech people like don't get invited to cool stuff.
I have this one on the screen. You guys can't see it, but I'll read it. Joseph Alessio, a nice free hat is making people switch their tech stack. I never want to hear about design and marketing being useless again, which I also think
that's a cool thing.
Is a cool take.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I did feel it was really well executed. I also love that they're like, I feel like the OpenAI approach just has a very different vibe. And so I don't know where the event was.
Shout out to Kate Roach, who's the CMO of OpenAI. She's doing a great job. She's doing a great job.
Great job.
Yeah.
Who's the CMO of Claude? Wish we knew that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wish we knew
yeah.
that. But yeah, I think like the approach is so different, and whatever, like the cute pop-up shop, like it reminded me of like Glossier. Remember when
Yeah.
Glossier was like doing their thing in the 2010s?
Oh,
and
totally.
How could we forget?
in the West Village,
At the altar of that church.
Same. I still have the pink bag, So I'm
Yeah.
like, are AI wrappers like the new Glossier go to market?
Wow.
I hope they are.
Oh man, that's funny.
Claire, thank you so much for
This was so
coming
fun.
down.
You're welcome anytime.
Anytime you want to
Good
come
so
back.
much.
So much.
Oh, a comment. What's the ring?
Oh my God. Okay. I have a Aztec ring. that
Okay.
I made myself.
Oh,
because
cool.
but I don't have it because my toddler put it somewhere. Yeah.
Oh,
it's been misplaced.
It's been misplaced. It's on the feed, and I did try to put it on today.
Great.
But then
Oh.
I was like, "Where'd that go?"
Oh, no.
And it's shiny, so I kind of know where it went. I'm gonna go look for it. when I get home.
We'll do a cut down and we'll pull the photo from.
Okay. It's really good. It's a huge gold ring. It's
Nice.
Nice.
like compressed into a wax seal. It's
Oh,
pretty,
Oh, fun.
It's pretty extra.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Fun.
This is
Well,
so fun.
happy
Yes, thank you both so
Q4.
much.
Thank you so much
Oh, happy
for
Q4,
coming,
yeah.
and just love seeing you on the timeline and whenever I see you. So
Thank you
just,
both so much. This was super fun.
Okay,
we'll
talk
see you soon.
Great. Wow, what a fun time we're having.
We're having
here.
a great. I don't think we should leave.
I think we live here now.
This is our home. Let's bring
The
Jill.
lights are warm.
Yeah,
Are you getting that?
I appreciate it. But I think
You okay with it?
I've just I'm having like jet lag, body temperature fluctuations. You
Oh,
know,
really?
do you
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
that way
I get that
sometimes?
sometimes,
And
yeah.
like, so I'm happy to have some
Warmth.
warmth. Okay, should we bring Jill Gunter up?
Let's do it.
Hi, Jill. Hi, welcome.
It's great to be here.
Hi.
Nice
it's
to
so
see
nice to have
you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Okay, so
My
Chief
pleasure.
Tactics Officer at Espresso.
That's me.
I want to tell a funny story about when I DM'd you to come on the show.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Just make sure the mic is near you.
First time in my life I've pulled the mic up to me. I'm
5'0". Okay, so I was like, who want to have Jill on the show? And so I DM'd you, and I saw in DMing you a DM from 2019 where, hi, this is me to you. First of all, just let the record show, went unread and unreplied to. Hi, Jill. Love your work. I know that you're at the venture firm that you're working at. And then I went on to basically pitch my startup. And I was like, we're not raising right now, but we'll be in the fall. If you have any interest in having a conversation either now or then, I would totally love that. And if not, that's totally cool too. What a stupid thing to say.
No worries if not.
No, it's no worries if not.
Yeah.
LOL.
I'm just like, oh my God. You see these things from your past selves and you're like, what do you?
I reread it though, and I was like, this is textbook. This is textbook, like founder messaging the seed investor. Like, we're not raising right now, but we have plans to in the fall. Respect your work. You tailored it. You personalized it.
Yeah.
Wow, that's generous.
That's a generous.
I'm sad that I missed it.
No worries. It wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have been a good investment opportunity.
No worries if not.
Totally.
Here we are.
So here we are. Yeah. It's so. Thank you for answering my DM today.
Yes, this time around.
Okay. So what's Espresso?
So Espresso is a base layer infrastructure that's specifically geared at interoperability. And I can get into the what and the why of what that means, because
let's do it.
As with all things in crypto, that's a mouthful.
Yeah. But I want to learn. Tell us the details.
Cool. So I like to talk in stories. So I'll start there. I'll start with how Espresso got started. This actually has some overlap thematically, I would say, with what Claire just shared about Aztec, which is kind of cool. I co-founded Espresso with a bunch of huge nerds, great guys from Stanford, from the cryptography program there. And they had been working on privacy, and we wanted to build a privacy stablecoin protocol, which I have to say would rip in 2020.
Totally. Yeah. I'm like, wow,
that would be the vibe right now. But similar, I would say, to a project like Aztec, similar to a lot of projects that got started like 3, 4, 5 years ago, we ran into all kinds of infrastructure problems. I know everyone wants it to be like app season today. And I do feel like finally we were getting to a place where payments applications, prediction markets, DeFi, all of these things are ready for prime time. But let me tell you, trying to build an application 3, 4, 5 years ago that would be acceptable for mainstream use, not happening.
Not possible.
So we started trying to build this as an L2 on Ethereum. Maybe in another life, we actually would have been competitors with Aztec. I'm very happy to not be having to go head to head with the great Claire Kart and the team over there. But yeah, in another life, we would have been like a payments privacy oriented L2. But the big problem that we stumbled upon was that there's no good way to do secure and user-friendly interop between all of these roll-ups that are helping to scale Ethereum. And, you don't want to be in a silo. Like, I think that there's a few good reasons that exist to use a blockchain, to use blockchain as your infrastructure of choice, to not just build a standard Web 2 application. A lot of those reasons have to do with censorship resistance, have to do with, a lot of the things that you guys were just talking about on here in terms of kind of like ideals and freedom. But there are also some really practical reasons. And among those, I would say like composability, this kind of money Legos quality of being able to build something that can like leverage part of what's happening in a different part of the environment where like, you might have money locked up over here and you can take out a loan in this other application that references that. You can't even do that in TradFi, right? Like you have to go through days of paperwork, go to UPS, get shit notarized. Like it's not a good experience even in TradFi, right? To try to build these kind of interoperable, composable financial applications. So that to me has always been one of the biggest value props of crypto. If our way of scaling crypto, though, is to have all of these different chains, all of these different on Ethereum, L2s, whether it's like Optimism, Arbitrum, blah, 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 every L1 is kind of coming up with their own version of this. This just seems to be the only way to meet scale. then you're just creating silos. You're creating walled gardens, and you're losing that kind of composability and interop. So what is Espresso? Where does that come in? This is, again, kind of the thing that we invented for ourselves to solve our own problem. And then at some point we're like, forget the product side, forget the privacy stablecoin, which again would rip in 2025. We need to solve this much more fundamental problem. So in many ways, it's a blockchain itself, and it holds state between different environments, different L2s, different chains. Hopefully someday different L1s as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it fair to say it's a bridge or no?
It's not. Yeah. So this is actually a huge point of confusion. I probably just need to do a better job with the comms on it. But bridges actually use Espresso. So today, if you're moving between two L2s, let's say you're trying to move between ApeChain and Arbitrum, you've got money, say, on Arbitrum, and you're trying to participate in a mint that's happening on ApeChain. I'm using this example because I've done it.
Okay.
Today, you can do this a few different ways. You can use a bridge, and there's some kind of like trusted system that's usually happening underneath that bridge, where the bridge can maybe fulfill it instantly, but there's a reliance there on a piece of centralized infrastructure, which starts to erode some of the purpose, right? Like the second you introduce centralized infrastructure into these systems, in this case, it's called a centralized sequencer. You're just eroding some of the value prop of using a blockchain.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, okay, like now we're taking half steps back to just being a web app, and maybe we should just do that to begin with. Or you can wait 15 minutes for Ethereum to finalize and use a bridge that relies on Ethereum. Yes. Who has not been there?
Oh my God.
I mean, I remember my early days of getting into crypto. The first time I sent a Bitcoin transaction, and Bitcoin, of course, is like way worse than Ethereum is. And it took 60 minutes to go through.
Just dying. Praying, honestly, found God at that point.
Yes, like, I'm convinced that I've typoed something. I'm just never going to see this money again. And of course, you're like, oh, this money is going to appreciate in value. And then, I'm just always going to be
spiral
back on this.
Running those numbers.
Yeah, totally. But, if you look at, though, where a lot of the biggest hacks have happened over the years, so many of them have been in bridge infrastructure. Like bridging is a really, really hard problem. And so the ideal way of bridging actually is to, wait for Ethereum finality if you're in the Ethereum ecosystem. Or wait for, whatever it is, Bitcoin finality or Solana finality. But all of these things take a really long time. This is the problem of fast finality that sometimes gets referenced. We talk a lot about this in our more kind of technical documentation, like the fast finality problem. And that's what we're solving. So chains and applications, they post to Espresso, maybe at the same time that they post to Ethereum. We provide that finality faster than Ethereum does, but still in a decentralized, distributed, highly robust, secure, resilient manner.
Okay, let's pivot to Zcash. There was a ton of news and price action that happened around Zcash. I think, first of all, maybe give folks what is Zcash, and then we can talk about sort of what happened this past week or weekend.
I love that crypto is in its privacy era right now. Again, I mean, part of me is kind of like the privacy stablecoin thing, but again, we need all of this infrastructure for all of this to be relevant. Zcash is kind of interesting though, because Zcash has been around since 2014. I want to say it was one of the earliest crypto projects after Bitcoin, not counting sort of like Litecoin and Dogecoin, those earliest forks of Bitcoin. Zcash was one of the earliest cryptocurrencies I became familiar with, maybe even before Ethereum. And what I found compelling about it, and what is still true about it, is that it's attempting to solve for privacy. And so, as we all know, everything you do on chain, if you're using Ethereum or Bitcoin, much as my parents think that like, oh, crypto means encryption and like this, criminals are using this stuff because it's all private. No, like it's all out there. This is actually something interesting that came up in a lot of our early user testing as we were working on a privacy direction in the very earliest days of Espresso, was that really actually a lot of people in crypto at the time, and I think that this has been true up until very recently, actually really valued the transparency of crypto, where like it's kind of cool. I mean, okay, there was nothing cool about FTX happening, the whole FTX blow up in 2022, but it was kind of cool to be able to sit there and like literally on Etherscan watching these like cascading liquidations of DeFi happen. It's like watching the 2008 crisis happen, like micro scale, thankfully, in real time on your computer screen. It was wild. Etherscan. Or like watching things move around. People were conjecturing like, oh, that's like SBF making off with the funds, like all of the, none of which I think ended up being true, but wild that you can see this stuff in real time. And then all of the games that people can play to, try to make money off of sandwich attacking trades and things like this and DeFi. So, I think in many ways, like the transparency of it has been a great thing and something that people have really come to appreciate. But, ironically, it's kind of like the two different ends of the spectrum in terms of user base who care most about privacy. So in the very earliest days, a lot of the earliest folks behind Zcash were like the real OG cypherpunks. Like these were people who had sort of fought, quote unquote, in the crypto wars around like making sure encryption stayed legal in the US, like back in the 90s. There was all of this controversy there. These were people who really believed in privacy from almost a human rights perspective and, kind of really holding fast to these ideals. Again, ironically, today in 2025, 10 years later, 10 years on from the invention of Zcash, I think the reason why it's having such a big resurgence now is because corporates are coming in to the blockchain and crypto world for the first time, really in earnest, and looking around and saying, okay, wait, but no, we can't just have everything be open. Blockchain. So I think that that's been a big part of the catalyst. But yeah, Zcash is amazing. They've been around, again, for 10 years, kind of languishing for the last 6, 7. And then in the last year, bounced 400%.
And then in the last week, have had a crazy pump.
Yeah. Oh, I think most of that 400% has been in the last week, literally.
And is that just like price action begets price action, or was there something else that was happening?
I think a lot of it, to be honest, is price action begets price action. There's been a few big, loud voices and also initiatives that have gone on around Zcash. So I guess if I was to break it down into a few categories, I think one, shout out to the Zcash team. Josh Swihart over there is amazing. And he has been toiling away on this thing for the last 5 years. Zuko is kind of the legend behind Zcash and really made it happen, is still deeply involved with the project. And they started investing in trying to make Zcash more usable at somewhat of like a base infrastructure level, maybe 5 years ago. Wow. And I think they're just now reaping the returns of that. Wow. So I think partly
that's a timeline you don't see in crypto.
Totally. I mean, I think partly it just goes to show like you've got to stick with this stuff. And, I can only imagine what it felt like to be on that team in year like 4.5 of toiling away on Zcash UX. And you're just like, is anyone going to care? Yeah. And then you just hit this curve. I think secondly, there have been some cool partnerships that have happened. So, this actually relates back a little bit to what we care about at Espresso, of kind of the interop between chains. Zcash for the longest time has just been its own island. And it wouldn't get listed, or like it would get listed by exchanges and then get those revoked because it's privacy. And, people didn't want to touch that, especially regulated entities like exchanges. They didn't want to touch that with the 10-foot pole. So then like, how do you even get people to be able to buy it and on-ramp to it? Like these really hard, hairy problems. Near is a protocol that is also working on kind of cross-blockchain interop. And they've also been around forever.
Yeah.
And really cool to see kind of like when our powers combine, like Near and Zcash now, they've made it a lot easier for people to onboard to Zcash. So that's been part of it. And then the third thing, they've just gotten some really big, loud voices and advocates around them, and just, I think, turned on the marketing side. But yeah.
Thank you so much for teaching me, because I was like, what's occurring here? Okay, final thing here. You had texted me before we got on a link between Taylor Swift and crypto that you want to chat through.
Okay. Thank you for giving me this platform.
Say more.
Okay, this is not in drafts. I did tweet this. I don't have my phone on me. And I tweeted this like 4 years ago or something. And I said, someday I would like to write a dissertation on how Taylor creating the like Taylor's versions of her song, giving big middle finger to Scooter Braun, who, sold her record label, wouldn't let her buy it back. And, she recreated the albums that he had ownership of, how this relates to crypto and the double spend problem. And then I ran a poll and I was like, should I do this? And of course, my almost entirely male following on Twitter, based all over the world too. Like, I don't know how, I guess Taylor's pretty popular globally, but they all said no. It was like a 76%.
Forget them.
Rate. And I was like, all right, I guess this blog post is going to wait, but thank you for platforming me. I feel like your audience might actually appreciate this. Crypto, again, it's good for only a few things, really. Like censorship resistance is one of them. This kind of like composability interop thing is one of them. But what it really comes down to is digital scarcity. And like, that's probably a set of words you all have not heard since the NFT boom in 2021. But that is what it's about. Like, what is Bitcoin about? It's digital scarcity. What were NFTs about? Again, digital scarcity. You might say, that was all hype and nonsense. I actually don't think so. But what Taylor Swift did, so Taylor Swift created all of these albums, like her life body of work, this incredible opus of songwriting and music. And she, like most artists, did not have ownership of it. And it got sold on without her okaying it. And she created her own double spend problem here. And the double spend problem in crypto, it's like what the Bitcoin white paper kind of famously solved. It's this idea that if you have a digital asset, whether it's a song or a token, whatever, it's really hard to prove that it only exists in one place at one time. And Taylor Swift basically sold, initially, and then they got sold onwards, her body of work. And then she double spent it and said, I'm just going to recreate it. And I think that there is like this huge kind of philosophical overlap between what she did and the problems that crypto solves. And I think it's actually fascinating to just think of all of the applications of digital scarcity in our lives. This is, though, I think also a good showcase of how you can't really solve for IP theft with a blockchain. Like there's all of these blockchains that claim to solve for IP duplication, but if you're the creator of the IP, you can always go create it again. Of course, there might be legal issues with that, but for Taylor, there weren't, and she won. So yeah. That's
I'm glad you got
Swiftie diatribe.
I love it. Okay, so just ending here, how did you feel about the new album? Do you feel about the new album?
I like it. It always takes me a few listens.
Okay.
Though.
So not an enthusiastic yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I like her kind of like, I liked her sort of deep emo eras of Folklore and Evermore. And then 1989 as like a basic East Coast pop girly album. I feel like that will always be,
in your heart.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I like it. Have you guys listened?
We're not really fans, but I have listened. I actually
we're not.
No. I actually did. I listened to the whole thing actually a couple times this weekend because I wanted to understand the zeitgeist. And I didn't. It's not for me. But I don't like to yuck other people's yum. You know what I mean? Like I have kids. I'm like when you.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no, but like truly, I'm like I think here's what I will say about Taylor Swift. For a lot of people, especially women, I know that she really speaks to them, and like that brings like meaning and like a voice to things that
I love her.
And so for me, I'm like, that's great. Then that should exist more of that in the world. But
I agree with that.
Jill, thank you so much.
Jill, thank you for coming.
Fun to be here.
This was so great. I learned so much. I so appreciate your time.
No, thank
This
you.
is great.
Can I also just say this room is amazing. There are so many drinks around this room.
We had a lot of drinks.
The first thing I thought was like,
Hydrated.
this is a girl's room. I mean, this is like boys club, but
There's a
you know,
lot.
you know the meme of like girls with
Yes.
their 18 drinks
That's
on the
us.
table.
Constantly.
That
We
is,
have here,
I mean,
we have
that's
a
me. I
coconut
have
water.
a drink over there. and it's so great. No, you guys are awesome. Big fan.
Thank
you so much.
So
I will
great to see
Taylor
you.
pill you. at some
Great.
point. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
The Zcash story is a story about holding.
Sure
Hold your
is.
bag.
Sure
Hold your
is.
bag. You never know.
Man,
You
tough.
never know.
Tough.
You don't own any, do you?
I know.
Okay, that's a bummer.
But I'm
okay.
happy for everyone else.
Happy for everyone
Happy-
else. Okay, we have a
happy
few
for-
minutes before our next guest. And I think we should talk about what is taking over my timeline, which is probably taking over yours too. Polymarket. Polymarket, big news today.
Congrats to the guys.
Huge congrats. $2 billion raised, a strategic investment from ICE, which is the owner of the New York Stock Exchange. Huge.
What does it put the valuation at?
$9 billion. A cool, quick
Wow.
9 with the B. So crazy. And I think even more so than like the money of it all, which of course people are talking about, and as they should. It's just who it's from and how strategic that is for what it means for basically tokenized assets is exciting.
Is that the
I've
plan?
seen a lot of that. Yeah. Where people are saying like, a signal to a buy-in from the New York Stock Exchange for something that is an on-chain product is exciting, and people are enthusiastic about it. The other thing that I saw, which I wish I could find it here quickly because is this it? Yes. Just a reminder, these guys believed in Polymarket before anyone else could. And it's showing their first raise and some of the investors. And shout out to Meltem and Stani. They're sitting pretty.
Wow.
They're sitting pretty. It's really
Stani needed more money. I think he
was in need.
He was in need of more money.
He's definitely
no,
looking
he's done some incredible moves, and obviously Ave
and
just
Meltem too. Just
Meltem
really
in awe.
It's inspiring. It's truly inspiring.
Yeah, it is.
I love to see people make money. I love to see it. I really do.
Yeah, totally.
Why'd you laugh?
Totally. It's just a funny thing to say. I listened to, not to weigh in, but I guess to weigh in. What else are you doing on a live stream except to weigh into things?
Yeah.
But I listened to Tarek.
Okay.
From House Kalshi was on Odd Lots last week, and he was talking about the Kalshi story, and it was a really interesting listen. And I will say that the way he spoke about sort of on chain was very honestly pragmatically, but also like not dismissively, but it was certainly not a priority.
Okay.
And was clearly a totally different strategy for how Polymarket came to market and how they built the architecture of the product.
Yeah.
And so anyway, it's just interesting. And it was an interesting interview and like really a different vibe. Like he came from like Citadel. I think he's like that type of guy.
Different.
And
archetype.
Yeah, a different archetype. And
I think competition is good and healthy.
Totally.
I love to see.
Let's go Kalshi. Let's go Polymarket. Should we bring our next guest up? Next guest? Okay. Zara Stone, come on down.
Yay. We're so excited to chat with you about.
So excited to chat.
Things.
Nice to meet you.
Me too.
Hi. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Okay, Zara Stone, culture tech reporter at the San Francisco Standard. Okay, I gotta tell you, we have been nonstop talking about Chinese peptides for the past 24 hours.
It's actually becoming.
No, it's a problem.
It's an issue.
It's an issue. So you recently wrote a piece for the that was called "Everyone Has a Chinese Peptide Dealer Now." What's going on?
I mean, everyone might be, a little hyperbolic, but especially in Silicon Valley, when you're in the parties, when you're in the startups, when you're just, randomly looking in somebody's fridge, there are all these vials, these syringes, a lot of the alcohol swabs. And this is becoming more and more present. And I think peptides really, for people who don't know, they're short chain amino acids, which probably means nothing, but Ozempic is a peptide. And that's really what got the whole idea of peptides kind of on the map, kind of beyond just the biohacking circuit.
God, we're both like,
okay. And it's like such a fascinating read. People must go check it out. We will put it in the chat. But essentially, people are, you explained what a peptide is, and just visually, so people know, it's like a little vial that you use a syringe and you inject it in yourself. And there is a variety of types of peptides that people can take, and any combination of peptides that people can take. They do it for a variety of reasons: longevity, weight loss, hair growth, skin, nails, anxiety was one of them that I didn't know about. And people they are not FDA approved.
No.
Okay. And people are taking them for all these reasons, and they are needing to get them on what you call the gray market, and are arriving from China. And then there's dealers, sellers in different cities around the world. And specifically, you're speaking to the culture in Silicon Valley around it. When then people are talking to their dealers, they're buying them, and then they're taking these peptides for all these reasons. Is that like a fair sort of?
That's a good overview.
Okay. And so, and you go into a few different stories of individuals who are taking them. And I would say, reading it, I went in really skeptical, and I had been hearing about peptides from the Boys Club team and TikTok as their general practitioner. And I was like, I don't know about this. And then I read your article, and I was kind of like, I don't know, this is compelling. This is pretty compelling. And I'm curious if you were skeptical going into writing the piece, if your mind was changed, like what was your experience sort of learning about this phenomenon that's happening?
I mean, I think the idea of, getting something in the mail from China with like strange lettering on it, putting it in your freezer, getting the syringes, getting the bacteriostatic water, because you have to mix the powder in the vial with it, and then injecting yourself really did just seem bonkers.
Yeah.
You're like, well, it's not going through a doctor. It's like, what do I know about it? Like, I don't inject. How is this going to work? And then the more I learned about it, so a lot of the peptides, some of the more popular ones that people are using, like BPC 157, which is good for muscle recovery. And I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying this based on a bunch of different studies.
Yeah, totally.
About this, used to be able to get legally in America till around 2023.
Okay.
And then the FDA, they went and put it on a list where it was like, hey, we're not super sure if this is great. And then they put it on another list, and it's like basically made it impossible to get. But up till that point, like loads and loads of people had been taking it.
Okay.
And I think going with this sort of broader distrust in the FDA, because, and going back to the Ozempic example, during COVID, there was a shortage. Everybody wanted it. Suddenly you could get it for way cheaper from a compounding pharmacy legally.
Yeah. So
instead of paying, I don't know, $1,000 or whatever without insurance, you could get it for $200 from Roe or Him and Hers. Now, because there's no shortage, they're like compounding pharmacies, you can't sell it, this is illegal anymore. And everyone's like, it was okay like last week and not this week. And I think everyone is really just struggling with that idea. And I mean, some of the more esoteric peptides is like a different bracket, but some of the ones that you could get till 2023, I think people are like, well, I know this worked for me or my friend or whoever, and feel a lot more comfortable about.
Yeah. Why do you think it's taken such a stronghold in San Francisco? Like I live in Nashville, and no one's at least no one in my circle are taking peptides. Why here now?
I would say it's common in New York too, like New York coastal tech bubbles.
But like in your article, you're talking there. You have this incredible story about an office that does like an all hands on Friday where they're all
Peptide Fridays.
Getting Peptides Fridays. Peptides Fridays.
Employees.
Yeah.
150 employees.
Peptide Fridays.
And they were saying it's like, you were saying that like it's a way to get people in the office is to give them a peptide shot. That's crazy. And like, yeah, curious why you think that's happening here.
I mean, it's a more interesting perk than just, I don't know, having a sauna.
It's very interesting. It's a very interesting perk.
It's getting Natasha in the office.
I'm there. I don't know what company that was, but are you hiring? Are you like, yeah, do you think it's a longevity thing? Do you think it's like early, like people who are into tech are early adopters. They're like open to innovation. Like, what do you think
I mean, I think it's a combination. The Peptide Fridays company is a kind of longevity AI concierge company.
Okay. So they're self-selecting for a certain type of.
So they're already, doing the red light therapy, a bunch of other cold plunges, and I mean, I guess these are all pretty standard now. So we're already doing a bunch of things, and this is kind of just their latest thing. But many other companies who it might not be as, advertised that way, it's still not uncommon to have a bunch of people just injecting or even keeping their medication and their, AI for Uber fridge or stuff like that. And I think part of it, again, really ties into the sort of self-optimization culture of Silicon Valley. Like, you work hard, you play hard, you kind of work extreme hours. And for some people, like this kind of balances out some of the, the poor sleep, all the other stuff they're doing. Or for other people, it's just adding into this like broader package, whether you kind of like the update to the quantified self. Like, I know my sleep score, I know my blood scores, like I'm doing this amount of peptides, it's potentially improving this number by this. And this constant measuring. And I think, again, like when you're in tech, right, like your job is to measure. You're like, what are my metrics like? Who are my users? So starting to apply that to yourself doesn't seem that weird when you're already in this bubble where that's all you do.
Yeah. You talk about you go into a few different individuals, and I was struck by actually the like sort of breadth of the financial commitment that it is. Like, you speak about one guy who's spending $5,000 a month on his cocktail of peptides. And then there was sort of like still privileged and excessive, but there was like the lower end. I think that was like a few $100s a month, basically. And yeah, I wonder if you could just talk a little bit about what you think the money of it all is. Like, there's like a real range of how much people are spending on it and why. And then also like that is also self-selecting for somebody who has means to optimize and tinker with what they look like or what they feel like or whatever.
No, absolutely. And I would say to an extent, Chinese peptides in some way are a bigger equalizer. Like, there was a guy who was spending $5,000 a month, and it included like the Wolverine stack, which is a combo of peptides basically meant to make you very buff and also like help you recover quicker. And then there's, the Glow peptide stack. That's like some you take for like skincare, and it's meant to make you glow. I tried it briefly, didn't try it for long enough to have any effect, just got a bruise.
Yeah, keep going, because I'm so curious about like results and stuff, but carry on.
But then so some of them, especially like that guy, the Wolverine stack, who was taking a really high amount really regularly, he was spending a lot. But for a lot of people who, I don't know who the average peptide user is now, who's buying stuff from China, like I think they could probably get a similar stack for themselves for like $100 to $200 a month. So it doesn't just have to mean you're super wealthy to get access to it.
And you're meeting and talking to these people, like, do they look incredible? Like, or are they like?
I mean, most of these are like 20-something guys, so I would say naturally good metabolism, good skin.
Right, hard to know. Like, there's no real A/B testing.
When they inject, and you're like, yeah, that's good.
You're
abs.
It does start to like. Now I'm like, oh, this is what all the Hollywood actors are doing. Like that when they're getting ready for their Wolverine, like Iron Man
show,
whatever, Marvel, they're doing all of this. It's like a full suite of things.
Totally.
And it's revealing, I think, of something that you maybe just assume like, wow, they're really eating clean and exercising, but like there's a whole support system.
And I think like some of these though are legal or like FDA. Well, GLP-1 is certainly FDA approved. So iterations of it are FDA approved in Ozempic and Wegovy and all that. And then there's also NAD plus, which I see advertised. I guess people are doing in Nashville. I see that advertised as like a longevity cellular repair one. But the ones that are coming from China are not. And can you talk about like why there's this sort of difference of the two?
Sure. So I'm one really kind of popular one at the moment, retiritide, is sometimes called like GLP free. So GLP-1 is Ozempic, right?
Okay.
GLP-2 is, I think that's like Mounjaro. GLP free is, they call like a triple agonist. So it has like GLP-1, GLP-2, and another kind of peptide combined. And so with this, the idea, and this is currently in trials with Eli Lilly.
Okay.
So I think it's in stage 3 clinical trials right now, because it, like, again, it helps with weight loss, hunger, and also helping you keep muscle, which is one of the issues that we have with Ozempic.
Okay.
So people who are in the scene are like, well, that sounds great. I want that. But actually right now you wouldn't be able to access it because it's only in clinical trials.
Okay.
And so there's already a level of trust with the concept of the GLP peptides that people are like, well, I want access to this new one. And also it's actually way cheaper to order it this way.
Yeah.
Than just to pay for GLP-1.
Okay. Yeah, I think, do you remember the brand? I mean, it's still around, but The Ordinary?
Yes.
Okay. So in doing some research for this interview, we got some websites from people around where we could order some peptides. And the feeling I had navigating these websites was the same feeling I had with The Ordinary, where it was like The Ordinary is a skincare brand, and the whole premise is that all of these sort of active ingredients that are in all of your skincare are actually quite affordable, and it's just branding and the combination of those elements that then charge crazy amounts. And then I would go to The Ordinary and I would just be like, I'm not a dermatologist.
Yeah, and
like,
part of The Ordinary was
do
like in stripping back the branding, they also had this like still have like this radical like transparency around it's ingredient first packaging.
Yes.
Yeah, and marketing. And so you have to be really fluent with like, oh, that's the active ingredients and to know how to stack them and pair them, and like that seems to be the same case.
And the feeling I had, I was just like, I'm just gonna pay whatever it is for someone to do this for me, because I don't trust myself to do it. And then this even more so, I was like, man, injecting something into my body that I have concocted basically myself is not, I don't think, the thing to do. And then I feel like the thing you were saying, like, oh, are they going to be effective? Like that was your, or like, are they going to have side effects? Like, is it going to, whatever, something bad going to happen? And my concern was like, oh, you're just paying all this money and it's snake oil. Like, it's just like, you talk about one person who was taking a peptide specifically for anxiety and had all this relief around their anxiety. And I was like, is that just like a placebo effect? So I'm curious if you came across that in your research, if people talked about that.
I mean, I'd say a lot of kind of the doctors and researchers, like, peptides are real. They're not imaginary things.
Yeah. Right.
Like, they've been around since the 1920s. And I think around the 1950s, we got like newer technology. So they started being synthesized more. Like, there's, I think, like hundreds of thousands of them at the moment, but like very few are actually being used in like clinical drugs.
Okay.
So it's like the research space is still pretty nebulous. Like, people will be like, well, there's lots of research in Russia. It's just in another language. Documents.
Okay.
But I would say, like, one of the ways around that is you can pay kind of for quality to an extent. Like, there's a couple, but not many, American doctors who will prescribe you peptides. They have like a sort of weird gray area workaround with compounding pharmacies. But I've spoken to some, and they go to the factories and they test and they do all these kinds
They're
of
like
things.
a concierge doctor.
The concierge.
Okay.
So your concierge prices.
Yeah.
You know, the ones from China are still going to be a little nebulous. And like, to fix that, like, a lot of people are like, well, if I want to spend this money, like, I want it to work. I don't just I don't want to inject sugar, which I don't think would be very healthy. And so there's actually like a whole subset of people who have like peptide testing groups. So there's like a bunch of different Telegram channels, and like, you know, people like across the country will be like, I really want to test Retta. So they bulk buy it together, then they send off some vials.
Okay.
Smart.
Really smart.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Voice the order.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, anyone want to go in on one?
It's like a Botox bank. Okay. And then they get it tested.
Yeah. So that's like one of the ways. Another way is there's a company called Finric.
Okay. You talked about this.
Yeah. This is basically this is a Silicon Valley guy who took peptides and was very annoyed that he couldn't really figure out what the quality was. Like, he's like, I'm okay with going outside of, you know, the FDA system, but like, I don't want to inject dodgy stuff, but I still really want it.
Yeah.
And so his thing was that there's like not really any transparency. So his like, I mean, it's a business, but it's not really making money. So I don't really understand the model.
Okay.
It's possibly a side project, which is so great. So people send him peptides and he sends them to a bunch of labs and they test for like the quality, the potency. Potency is actually super important because say you buy a vial of 10 milligrams and actually has like 15 in it. You're going to be overdosing like the whole time when you're like, oh, I think I'm going to do this. You probably won't really get very sick. You might just have like more like constipation or kind of side effects. Generally, I haven't really had any major issues with people taking too many peptides. I mean, like inject them badly, like sepsis, and that's more of the application.
Yeah.
The actual peptide, like you do too much, you might be really dehydrated, you might feel really sick. You're not going, pretty unlikely, like you're going to have any major injury.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Really, really interesting.
Really interesting. I was sent, I don't want to dox who sent it to me, but I was sent a stack that is like someone's bespoke stack of 6, a regime, of 6 that they've chosen, and it's a woman too. I also think the other part of it is it's a lot of dudes, and so like the Wolverine pack, for example, that someone designed that. That's there's something there, but we're not going to take that. No. So I do have one in my DMs. If anyone's interested, to message me, and I can share the stack that I was shared. That has.
We'll just take a tiny little cut.
I'm just going to take a little bit off the top, but yeah, it's really crazy stuff.
Do you think that this movement is going to be something that in 10, 15, whatever maybe years is actually very common and everybody's doing this? Or do you think it's going to continue to be sort of this like niche, like Silicon Valley or tech community,
I mean,
do you think it'll go mainstream, I guess?
I mean, before Ozempic, I would have been like, no, there's no way people will be doing this in 10 years. That like super normalized the idea of injecting
100%,
across the board. And I do see peptides going the same way. Like I think hopefully more population, so you're getting it delivered in a way where you don't actually have to mix it yourself. Even if the prices are a little higher. I think there'll be more research. I think it's not like the magic cure-all, but they do a bunch of really good stuff, and I think that's side effects that a lot of other drugs do because like everything you're injecting, you already have in your body, but just like in much smaller doses.
Yeah. I'll get into it. I'll sign up for a subscription when it's like Goop boxing.
Yeah. I'm not saying you have to peptide either.
Totally.
No. We know.
We have just a few minutes left here, but I want to ask you about, you've written a book called Killer Looks, The History of Plastic Surgeries in Prisons. Can you give us like a little bit, tell us more about this book and how you wrote it and what it's about?
Sure. Basically, it's really hard when you're in prison and when you come out to get a job. People are very biased against you, and being in prison probably means you've had like bad access to healthcare. Maybe you've been in fights. You'll be less conventionally attractive. So there was a big movement in the US, Canada, and the UK from around the 1920s to the 1990s to give people free plastic cosmetic surgery, facelifts, nose jobs, some boob jobs, with the idea that when they went out, it would be easier to reintegrate into society.
Wow. Oh, that's crazy. That's not what I thought you were going to say.
Me either. And so why did it wind down?
Because people didn't like prisoners getting free surgeries they couldn't get.
Wow. And what was your experience of writing the book? Were you going to prisons and talking to people who had like, what was that experience like?
So I didn't go into prisons because a lot of this was written during COVID, but I did speak to people who had the surgeries in prison. I spoke to a lot of the doctors and psychologists who operated on people. One of my surprises was like 98% of all the surgeries were on men.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Partly because there are more men in prison. Partly because of sexism, and people don't think women in prison really should get the same, like they have less education. They have like all these, like, they just don't get the same opportunities.
Wow. Wow. What an interesting read. Well, this was so interesting, and I'm so glad you came on and really appreciate just learning about these things. Like, I think the wellness science collab is something I'm really interested in. So it was really nice to have you on to talk about it.
Yeah, great chatting to you guys.
Thank you so much. Okay, so you're gonna hit the peptides? Oh, bye.
Oh no,
you're good.
You're good. Thank you. I want to start a peptide chat. A
peptide telegram.
A peptide telegram group. Great. So anyone who wants to join,
let us know.
Let us know. I'm going to start it. And I think what I'm mostly interested in is efficacy. Like I want to track someone over a period of time to know that it's working and it's worth investing in. So maybe that's the study. It could be a group project in this Telegram group. But yeah, if anyone's interested, I have a couple people that I'm going to invite, and anyone who's listening who's interested is welcome.
Hit the DMs.
Hit the DMs.
Okay. What should we end on here? What a fun show.
Oh, I have something to end on.
Oh, you know what I'm excited about?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
What are you excited
about? In and out.
Oh my gosh, I know that's coming up next for us. Okay, Kate sent me this link earlier over the weekend.
Kate, our Kate?
Kate, our
gal
Kate,
here?
our gal. Wrong link.
There's our peptide.
There's our peptide guy. This clip, Xavier Leggett. What team does he play for, Kate?
Xavier Leggett. He plays for the Carolina Panthers.
Carolina Panthers.
Football. Okay. And NFL.
Yeah, he's a wide receiver for the NFL.
Wide receiver for the NFL. He is wearing the shirt. It's out there. Satoshi, you see it?
Oh.
Okay, hold on. I have the link for it.
Okay.
And then I said, Kate dropped it in the chat. And then I said, so interesting, so curious. Can you source it for us? And she did, because that's her gift. God-given gift.
Oh my gosh. Wow,
Here it is. Wait, hold on. Accept and close. It's really cool.
Really cool. Out of stock. It's a really cool shirt.
It's really cool.
Yeah. Wow.
I really like it.
I really like it too. Too bad it's gone.
It's out there, but
it's out there. Wow.
Not for us, but it is cool.
Higher. You know?
Yeah, for real.
That's great. I love that. Okay.
Really lovely. Everyone was so lovely today.
Really lovely. Okay. Do you want to know a market that I think, back to the Polymarket really quick?
Yeah.
That I think should exist?
Will
Ben and Jen get back together? Bennifer.
It's a great market.
It's a great market because everybody knows, together for many years, engaged, never got married. He married another Jennifer. Then years later, got back together, got married, then divorced. Then she has a new film out. I'm not sure what it's called.
No worries.
Not great. And he is a producer on it. He helped fund it and get funding for the movie.
No.
Yes. And then they're on the red carpet together, and they
have great chemistry.
They love each other.
Yeah.
And like, they can't quit each other. They cannot quit each other. And you can see it in their eyes. They're like, we doing this again?
That's a great market. And I gotta say, I think we need more of that type of pop culture market, because I will say, I'm gonna share my screen again and get to a market that I was looking at this morning. There's a lot of this on Polymarket. I mean, but setting like the Taylor Swift of it aside, so this market is least streamed song on the Life of a Showgirl by October 10th.
Okay.
There's most streamed songs. There's a lot of the markets, and I understand why. It's because they need something that's binary.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're tapping into Taylor Swift fandoms with this kind of market.
Right.
So I have been thinking about that a lot.
Well, Bennifer would be a great one.
I think Bennifer's a great one.
I had another one too the other day that I was like, oh man, if I could put some money on this, I would. That was related. Oh, Nicole Kidman, also divorced. They should just have divorce as like a subcategory. Yeah,
a tab. Yeah. Because divorce is binary.
Yes, it's a yes no.
We're filed or not. Relationships is harder because who's going to confirm it? I mean, they had the relationship one around Lana Del Rey that went viral.
Yeah.
But yeah, divorces, there's paperwork that's filed with the state.
Yeah.
And
I can tell you that there is. And I think that I do think that though Nicole Kidman getting divorced from Keith Urban, always shocked by that. But she looks unbelievable. She knew it was coming, and I think
she got her peptides game going.
Her peptides. She's on the Glow program.
Yeah, she sure is.
She's on the Glow program. But anyway, I think something around like her. There's something there. There's a market that can be created around potentially like her next boo. Where she goes from here.
I love that. I love it. But I do think a divorce tab is smart. So
yeah.
Shane, Tarek, if you're watching.
Listening. Yeah, I'm sure today Shane is locked on. Okay. That anything else to add here? Anything we want to,
let's see here.
Okay, one last bit here.
Okay.
Most recent ChatGPT search. Besides, we had some audio.
Oh,
we were really trying to figure out the audio here.
Hold on, let me take my Polymarket, mark it down.
Prior to that. Oh, you're gonna pull yours up?
I'm not gonna share my screen because that would be far too revealing.
Far too revealing.
Let's see here. Oh, a rhyme for thinking.
That was it?
Rhyme, yeah. What are some words that could rhyme or could be a play on the verb thinking?
Oh, what was that for?
I was just doing some ideating around the thinking cap and to see if there was anything there. I was doing some brainstorming.
Oh my god, that's really funny.
We didn't come up with anything, but that was one of the last ones I had.
Mine was
oh, and then I have a lot here. I'm gonna be installing a stair runner in my house, and
oh, cool.
Getting some help from ChatGPT to understand how to approach the project, what tools I need.
DIYing it.
Yeah. I asked ChatGPT. Well, I'm feeling insecure about it, and that was actually my first question to ChatGPT.
New problem.
Can I DIY this type of project of installing a carpet on the stair runner?
Okay.
And ChatGPT was like, basically yes.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, what are the tool
steps?
And then honestly, like at that point, troubleshooting around discrete projects, I'm finding we had to do it before to set up the audio for this live stream.
Yeah.
It's really good
Incredible.
for that. Incredible for that.
It's incredible for that. I love to cook.
Mm-hmm.
I don't grill. Like people are always like, oh, in the summer, like
you grilled for me.
And I grilled for you.
You grilled for me.
Because I was like, oh, I can just go. I know how to prepare food and chicken and all these things. And I just went out to your grill. You were at the Y, took a picture of the grill. How do I use this? And then I was like, oh, this is
incredible.
And then I was also like, all these years, all these men who are like, don't worry, I got it. I'll grill.
Forget it.
It's so easy. It's so easy.
It's a flame that needs to be managed.
You close and then you pull. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I've built this up to be something that it's not.
A man thing.
Yeah, a man thing. And it's really not, just for anyone listening. Okay, my most recent. So anyway, I love that, being able to take a picture and learn how to do something. My most recent ChatGPT search was, I've been taking these vitamin C. I was getting sick a lot. I was getting sick really often.
Yes.
And part of it, I think, is we travel all the time.
Burning the candle at both ends.
It's bad.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I need to not.
Life of a showgirl.
Life of a showgirl. Exactly. And I was like, I need to improve my immune system.
Yeah.
And so I started taking these little vitamin C packets that are supposed to be more efficient. And I really love them. And they also taste really gross, but I've come to love the taste. Like it's Pavlov's dog type thing where I wake up and I want one. And then you said, maybe I'm addicted to them.
That was a weird reveal that I think we should maybe look at.
No, like a habitual thing.
Yeah.
Not like I wake up and I'm craving it, but it's like a part of a habit.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh, I don't know that you should be taking these every day. It might be bad for your
kidneys.
Yeah. And I searched it, and ChatGPT was like, don't take it more than once a day. Once a day is probably fine. It's a lot of vitamin C to be taking for one person to be taking.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It said the recommended dose on the packet is 2 to 3 times a day, which is insane. And they were like, don't do that. once a day is probably fine.
2 to 3 times a day is insane.
Crazy.
Insane.
Yeah. Okay.
That's our show. Thank you
That's
so
our
much
show.
to A16Z for
Huge shout
letting
out.
us crash their
Yeah.
beautiful office.
Gorgeous office.
Today.
Gorgeous. So much equipment.
So much equipment. I'm also just now seeing you have Read Write Own.
As ever. I saw that earlier. I was like,
And then we have Ben Horowitz's book, 2 books here. So yeah, really
shout out to
shout
those
out.
2 guys.
Shout out to those guys.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.